I have the hardcover, which I think you have this version also.
I'm a hoarder.
You are a hoarder, so you're obviously a fan of this series if you have two versions of this book. So is that...
Yes.
Like, how do you like the series in general so far?
I'm a huge fan.
When did you start reading them?
Oh my god, wait, I never told you?
No.
Let me tell you a story. First of all, This is my head. Have you ever gotten such a good head before?
Welcome to Bookrot, the podcast where we talk about fantasy and sci-fi books we can't stop thinking about, and fictional worlds and characters taking far too much space in our brains. I'm Colin Jenkins, and I'm joined, as always, by Emma Cohen. And on today's episode, we're diving deep into Dungeon Crawler Carl. We'll be sharing our thoughts on the series as a whole, reviewing the newest book, The Parade of Horribles, and finally ranking all 8 books from our least to most favorite. But before we get into all of that, Emma, what have you been reading this week?
Jim Butcher, Dresden Files, Summer Night. It's book 4.
Book 4 of the Dresden Files.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. It's a 5-star read.
It's a 5-star read.
He's a wizard in Chicago. He's going to solve all the cases. You got to do the voice.
I can't do the Dresden voice.
You got to do the voice.
Is it your favorite?
He's a wizard.
Is it your favorite?
Of the Dresden Files?
The first 4 that you've read, yeah.
I can't pick a favorite because I love them all.
So they're all 5 out of 5 for you.
Everybody says that this is like when they get really good, but I think that the first 3 were also really good, so maybe I'm just a whore for Dresden Files. But I really do. I love them. I think they're hysterical. It's kind of like a mixture of like Charmed and Supernatural meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is ironic because Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer was the narrator of the audiobook. So if you think Spike is really hot, you should get the audiobook. She get the audiobook anyway because it's incredible. And he's a wizard detective, and he lives in Chicago, and he works with the police department, and he solves these outlandish cases about the supernatural that overlap with real cases in real life in Chicago. And it's like, you know he's going to solve the case because he's Harry Dresden. But will he? Obviously he will. But there's so many other things that happen, and there's fairies, and there's ogres, and there's werewolves, and it's like, oh, it's so good. And he's like a little sexist, but like in the best way possible, because, you know, he'll be like, I just lost the love of my life, but how great is that woman's tits? It's kind of like that. You gotta do the voice when you talk about it. Like, you need a cigar and a bowler hat.
So it was a while ago, it was like a couple years ago, I didn't read the first 4, I listened to them on Audible or audio, and I tend to dislike books more when I listen to them versus reading them. And I went through book 4 because everybody said, okay, by book 4, it's going good. And I didn't really like it that much. And so I gave up on it. But I think looking back now, it's because I listened to it on Audible or audio. And I always dislike books that I only listen to on audio. Like it's very rare.
You didn't like Toot Toot?
Is Toot Toot the skeleton? Or no, Toot Toot's
that's Bob.
the fairy?
Toot Toot's the fairy that likes pizza. Bob is the skeleton head that works like a glossary. This is the one book where I can pronounce everybody's name. How do you not love these books? They're like, first of all, you can stick them in your pocket, take them everywhere. I carry this around like some people carry around a Bible.
Okay, so I think I need to give them another try.
Yeah, you should start at book 1.
Maybe not like right away because I'm in the middle of like a bunch of books, but maybe down the road I'll catch up to you at some point, and maybe not by 5, maybe by 5
in
or
between
6.
other books. They're great. Like in between a big series, you could just throw little Dresden Files in there.
Yeah, I think I'll add it to my list too. If you're going to continue reading them, I'll add it to my list to continue reading them at some point and catch up to you.
I am 110% committed. I want to start a band called The Grateful Dread, like the Grateful Dead. And we're going to do like 60s and 70s rock, but like Harry Dresden cover songs.
Okay.
I
gotta read it and not listen to it because even though the audio is good, he smacks his lips all the time. It would be an audio book that would maybe annoy people.
No, I think, but what are you talking about?
Well, he smacks his lips. Yeah, he goes.
No, ignore him. Let me tell you right now. You go online.
He
never does that. He never does that. He's having an aneurysm over there. Here's what you do. You go on Audible right now. You get book 1 of Dresden Files, and then you give me a call.
I already have book 1 on Dresden Files on Audible.
If you know me, not him, you out there listening in the world.
Oh, okay.
You get book 1 of Dresden Files. If you have my number, then we can talk about it. If not, then you're screwed. And we'll talk about Dresden Files, and it's so good. And he's lying. The audiobooks are fucking fantastic. And it's just really good. You're going to want to wear a bowler hat. We'll hang out in a cigar lounge.
Now, let me make sure I'm clear. I didn't say the audiobook was bad. I actually liked the audiobook. It's just like a very different style. and he definitely smacks his lips a lot, but not in a gross way. It just happens. I'll bring a recording next time. You can hear all the smacks.
He doesn't smack his lips.
Well,
what about you? What are you reading?
I have been reading a bunch of books, but the main book I am reading right now is Dark Age, the fifth book in Red Rising. I know you said it ruined your life.
It did.
I'm halfway through, and it hasn't ruined my life yet, so I'm guessing that it gets worse before the end.
Have you seen any cool trees lately?
Trees? Like poles?
In the book,
or
have you seen any cool trees?
With like poles or no? Am I thinking? No, I haven't seen any cool trees. No, I thought you were making a reference to pools. But unless it's a reference to a pool, then I have not seen any cool trees. I know there has been... so it is like way more grim dark. I mean, it's definitely should be classified as grim dark. It's like one of the darkest. This one and the last book are way more dark than most grim dark books are. So I would say it's way more grim dark than it is just general fantasy at this point too. But I like grim dark, so I'm not like depressed about like all the crazy stuff that's been happening. It's been intense, and there's been a lot of like gross stuff happening to characters you like, but it hasn't been like you said, destroying my life yet.
But you haven't seen any trees.
I haven't seen any trees. So I've heard people talk about this book forever, and I have avoided somehow all spoilers. So I have no idea what's going to happen.
I can't tell you anything. My lips are sealed.
Don't tell me.
You have to just suffer. I have to suffer in silence. I can't tell you.
I should be done within, maybe a week or so. I think.
A week?
Yeah, a week. I've been dabbling in other books too, just rereads of other books.
You're doing like 47 million rereads, aren't you?
Yeah, I have four other books I'm currently rereading. So I'm like picking my way through. I got to finish Warbreaker because we started Warbreaker. I got to finish
down the rereads and finish Dark Age.
All right. Well, I will consider that. It is starting to get good. So
don't you want to know what happened?
I do want to know what happens.
So put down the rereads.
I'll put down the rereads. I'll see if I can finish it by next week. I probably can finish it by next week. Maybe I'll get excited and finish it in a few days. Who knows? We'll see. It's a big book. It's a big book.
How many pages is it?
It's like, okay, it's not just the pages. The words are smaller on some books than others.
You do 100 pages a day.
So here's my thing. We're going to talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl today. These books are super thick.
Yeah.
But there's not that many words. Like, it pretends to be like a thick book, but they're not actually that long. Not as long as they look, at least.
But you do 100 pages a day, you knock it out.
So this book, like this is like almost the same size as
Dark Age,
but Dark Age probably has 50% more words. So.
But if you read 100 pages a day.
Yeah, I'll be done in a few days. That's true. I probably will finish it.
If you sacrifice everything else in your life.
No, I'll finish it soon. It's also, it's a slow, his writing style too, Pierce Brown, I don't dislike it, but it doesn't flow super quickly. Like I have to kind of like
get into the groove.
It's a slower read for me than a lot of other authors. I don't know why, but I just read it a lot slower. So I don't know why, but just for his style, for some reason, it takes a long, like normally it probably takes me, normally I read like 50 pages an hour, and his books I do like 30 pages an hour. It's like slow.
Okay.
So
we can blame him.
I'll finish it up. Yeah, I blame him for his.
This is his fault.
His writing style.
This is all his fault.
Yeah. So I'll continue reading that, and we'll talk about it soon.
And when you figure out what I'm talking about with the tree, you'll let me know.
I'll give you a message. I'll send you a message when I see the tree.
Will. Trust me, you will.
Okay. I'm excited. So today we're talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl. We're going to be talking about the series and book 8. So before we go into the book 8, and you got the cool version there, the special old school cover with the paperback, which is very nice. I have the hardcover, which I think you have this version also.
I'm a hoarder.
You are a hoarder, so you're obviously a fan of this series if you have 2 versions of this book. So is that...
Yes.
Like, how do you like the series in general so far? Like, you enjoying it?
I love this book. I love these books. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, okay. When did you start reading them? This last year?
Oh my God, wait, I never told you?
No.
Let me tell you a story. First of all, This is my head. Have you ever seen?
Oh, yes.
Have you ever gotten such a good head before?
So describe this head for anybody who's listening to, so we can see.
Okay, this is a Samantha Nussey head. So basically, she's got a hole right here for her Nussey. You stick your hand in it, your foot, your face, whatever you want to put up there. Maybe some peanuts, some popcorn. It's a Nussey hole. It's a hole at the bottom of her neck, kind of like another kind of hole a lady might have, but for her neck hole, a Nussey. And you use it, it's like a popcorn bowl. But, you don't have to put popcorn in it. I'm going to keep mine above my bed, and every night I'm going to dream about crawling up inside her. Anyway, I started reading Dungeon Crawler Carl when I was right before I had my daughter. And I started book 2 while I was in labor. And And it kept me up every night, and I listened to it on repeat through my entire maternity leave. Every walk, I listened to that casino scene with Samantha over and over and over again when she's in the casino with Charles, the bartender, and it's her boyfriend Charles. And then I listened to the scene in the Bedlam Brat. When I tell you that I would die for this character, I love her so much. I have a Dungeon Crawler Carl keychain. I have Dungeon Crawler Carl art. I love it. Now, here's the thing. It's not for everybody. It's, if you don't like it, that's fine, and I hate you. But if you do like it, we could talk about it. I think he's making it very deep. It's gotten a lot more serious, and there's a lot of political undertones, even though they're not really undertones. They're kind of like, here you go. If you don't notice it, you're an idiot. And this book specifically was very much in your face with a lot of messaging, and it was really emotional, and I cried the entire time, and I found that to be upsetting. But they were still humorous.
So, big fan. You've read all of them at least
multiple
once.
Times.
And we'll rank them multiple times. Okay. Now, for me, I think I started reading them about 2 years ago. And the first time I listened to them all. And I told you before that I'm terrible at listening to books. And even in most books, again, I don't like nearly as much when I listen to them as when I read them. But because the audio is so good, I did really like these books until I got past book 6 and into book 7. And I hated book 7. I know you're going to make a crazy face
about that. There's something clinically wrong with you.
I hated book 7 the first time I listened to it. And the reason I hated it is because when I listen to audio, it goes in one ear and out the other. I didn't know what the hell was going on. At this point, there's been so many characters established, so many things to keep track of.
You just got to listen to it a few times.
For me, it's true. I didn't listen to it multiple times. So for me, I was just like, I don't know what's happening, or I don't know who this is or why this is important. And I just kind of sped through it because I was just like, it was my least favorite one of all the books. And I know that for many people, it was their favorite book. So I was like, you know what?
Oh, it's not my favorite book.
It's a me problem, not the book. And so this year, I restarted from book 1, and I physically read the books leading up to the book 8 release. And yeah, it was a much better experience for me. I like read and listened, combined reading and listening sometimes because I like to hear the voices sometimes. But it was a much better experience for me because I could remember everything that was going on, all the crazy gods and characters and storylines and plot lines and all this stuff. So it was a much better, and obviously book 7 for me was a much better read. It still wasn't my favorite one, but it was really
Which
high
is your
up there
favorite?
compared.
Everybody has. I feel like everybody's got like 2
you have to stay till later.
Usually, everybody's got 2 favorites usually.
We'll rank that later. You have to stay.
Okay, fine. I'm locked in
and wait for that. So
I'm locked in.
We'll see. And so that was my kind of story, and now I'm kind of going through them again, just kind of building some chapter by chapter summaries for some videos, and so I'm kind of having to go through them again. But I enjoyed them. I don't know, it's not my favorite series in the world, but it is definitely one of my. Definitely, I enjoy it a lot.
I don't think it should be compared to other series because it's not. I think because it's a lit RPG, it can't really be compared. Like if you compare it to Wheel of Time, it's not really fair because Wheel of Time is high fantasy. So you'd say like Wheel of Time would be like my favorite high fantasy, but Dungeon Crawler Carl could be your favorite lit RPG.
I get that argument, but I think on the flip side of it, a lot of people would argue this book has become less and less of a lit RPG over time because he's dialed way back on like the mechanics because a lot of people reading this book aren't necessarily at this point because it's become so popular. They don't really care about the nitty gritty lit RPG mechanics that like other lit RPGs focus on. He's kind of put those in the back end, whereas earlier in the books he was a little bit more focused on exactly, how much Constitution this did to you and all these little numbers. So people will argue that now it's not really even a lit RPG. It's just a regular sci-fi fantasy book with some lit RPG elements. So I don't know what you can compare it to, if there's anything else quite like it.
It's in a league of its own.
It is in a league of its own. It's obviously jumped huge in popularity. There's a television show in the works on
with
Peacock.
Seth MacFarlane.
Well, it's not with Seth MacFarlane. It's his company.
Yeah, but I love
is
him
doing it. Okay, but I don't know if you love all of the shows his company has put out. So we can talk about that too. About, do you think it's going to be good or not? But maybe we'll see that.
I think it'll be good.
Okay, let's talk about that now. You think the show is going to be good?
Yes.
So I think it's going to be terrible, but I hope it's good. But I think it's going to be a disaster.
I don't know who shit in your sandwich, but let me tell you right now.
What do you think is going to be good?
I think you have to kind of have the kind of mind that Seth MacFarlane does have in order to take on something like Dungeon Crawler Carl or have your company do it. And I think that Matt Dimmonen has the mind that can, imagine it and build it. But Seth has the kind of mind that can like build these things and, make characters that do these insane kinds of things. The real thing will be if it will be animated or real life.
Well, it's real life. So this is my argument. So here's my argument about why I don't think it's going to end up being very good, and it's going to, I think they'll drop it after a season or maybe 2 or 3. The reason is because it's going to be live action, so it's not going to be animated. That requires for this book, that requires probably a pretty big budget if you're going to be able to pull it off in any way at all that like looks decent or not crappy. Now, here's the thing. Seth MacFarlane's other show, Ted, which is based off, I don't know if you saw the movie Ted with the bear. They made a show off that with just one animated character. After 2 seasons, they've canceled it because it's been too expensive to produce.
Okay,
so,
but.
And Ted was massively popular. Ted was way more popular and well-known than this.
But Ted, okay, first of all, don't say than this. Okay, so Ted was one movie, right? You had one movie. People go to theaters, they sit there, they see a movie, they eat their popcorn, and they shut the fuck up.
Hundreds of million people saw that movie.
Yeah, okay, whatever, I don't care. They're sitting there and they're silent. Okay. They don't matter to me. Dungeon Crawler Carl is a book series, okay? You read it, and then you have loyalty, and then they're going to go to the screen, and then people are going to watch it, and they're going to be like, oh, this is fantastic, and then I'm going to go to the books. I think it's very different.
Wheel Time has a massive audience too, but that
I have a theory on that, but
and
I can't say it.
And that show had a huge budget.
I have a theory on that, and I can't say it.
Okay, but I'll
tell you later.
Here's the thing. I think there's 2 things why I think it's still going to be a success, even though I think the show will be canceled after 2 or 3 seasons. One is it'll still expose a lot of new people to read or listen to the books, which is a win no matter what, even if you only have 1 or 2 seasons. And, after it inevitably gets canceled, I think they will try it again at some point with an animated version. And I think it would do excellent as an animated show. And you could actually pull off everything that you need to pull off to make it actually last. I'm going to give it a huge chance. I would love it to be successful. Why not? Why would I want it to do badly?
I think it's going to do great.
I hope it does. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong too.
I am wrong. But let's talk about Book 8. Again, just as a reminder, we're keeping things spoiler-free for now. But when we do want to talk about spoilers, we will give everybody a warning.
Yeah.
So, Book 8, what are your general thoughts on this one? You said it was a bit more... You said it made you sad, which it didn't make me sad at all. So I'm curious to see...
You have no heart.
I guess not.
You have no heart. You have no soul. This book crushed me. I sobbed. I
about
cried.
What? I mean, okay, we won't get specific. So you sobbed about it. It made you sad from beginning to end. You thought it was overall sad, or just towards the end?
There were moments when I laughed and I was like, "Oh, this is Dungeon Crawler Carl," and I love this, and it's like this is the humor that brought me in and made me fall in love with the series. But then, oh my god, was it emotional, and like there were those moments when I was like, oh, and I was so sad. It was very sad. And it was like the tugging on your heartstrings. And everybody says like the chapter 57, it makes everything worth it. One chapter does not negate all of the heartbreak that is in this book.
So I will say this about chapter 57. And for those of you that don't know, chapter 57 on this book is if you listen to it, it's a more produced one with the song. And it's people were talking about it and hyping it up. You can see everywhere
It's very
online.
Copacabana.
So, but I saw this everywhere too when I was reading. I was like, oh, chapter 57. I thought it was good, but it was actually overhyped. Like, I feel like it would have enjoyed it more if it was a shock than people talking about it all the time, because it wasn't as amazing as, for me, as when people were talking about it. I think there's other... It was hard. Yeah, I don't know. It was okay. It was fun, but I don't think it was worth
It didn't make up for all the heartbreak. I'm crying. And then it's like, well, here you go. Here's chapter 57. Everything's going to be great. No, I'm still crying.
That's crazy to me, because I did not feel sad at one point in this book.
You have no heart. You have no soul.
I guess not. So let's go into...
Did you cry in the Butcher's Masquerade?
No. Okay, so... We're going to move into spoilers now, so if you don't want to have any spoilers for The Butcher's Masquerade or for the Parade of Terribles, make sure to skip to our book ranking.
It's a parade of horribles
aspect of this book. We'll go back to non-spoilers then. So for now, we're going to go into spoilers. What made you sad about Butcher's Masquerade?
First of all, it's a parade of horribles. I'm going to kill you.
Whatever.
And second of
horrible
all,
parade.
You didn't cry with Miriam, Dom, and Pony?
No, because like...
And then before Miriam, Dom, and Pony,
okay,
before Miriam, Dom, and Pony, chapter 21 in Butcher's Masquerade. I read these books. I could give a TED talk on these books. Chapter 21. It's chapter 21 and chapter 31. Donut on Odette's show when she's talking to Beatrice and she's like, I danced with you. I trusted you.
Okay.
Carl's my person now.
Okay. I will give you both of those. We're both good. So I'll give it to you. I don't cry when I read books. But I did feel a little sad.
You didn't cry.
No, I would never during a book or any entertainment ever.
You didn't cry, and then at the end, the mask when Donut's like, "We all wear masks," and and then
you
at the end of
for the masked people.
At the end of seven, when Katya, I'm jumping to 7.
What book are we talking about? Okay, book 7.
At the end of 7, when Katya is lying there before she goes up to the surface, and you realize how much of herself she's lost, and she's missing limbs, and Daniel Bautista comes in, and he's got the metal arms and legs, and you're like, oh, she's given up so much of herself. You didn't cry.
No, I thought it was kind of cool that she had metal arms and legs, and
there was a spot for you in hell, and it was gonna be glorious.
No,
These people gave everything. They've given their heart and soul to save Earth, and you're over here cackling.
That's true. Okay, but I'll give you all of those, but I need to know what made this book sad, because I am generally
I'll tell you.
I have no idea.
Buckle up, Buttercup. Okay, so one, it's the notes from the crawlers from Milk when they're like, "Do not tell my daughters," or "I was always ugly and I never had the confidence, and then you told me." That one, the note from that one crawler.
That one, yeah.
That was, you better not edit that to make me sound like I'm just saying I'm always ugly. I'll kill you. Then that scene, and then when Carl and Donut have like those heartfelt moments when the two of them are like, you could just tell that they're like at their points. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I guess I felt like it was way less. There wasn't that much to be crying over on this book. I felt it was more funny and lighthearted.
And then, oh my God, we didn't even get to the real tearjerker. They're in the apartments. And Pony's watching Miriam Dom play the piano, and he's like, she would have been so successful without me. And then Carl's like, but don't you see the pill bottles? And she would have been all alone. And then he's like, Pony, you're part of the herd. And Pony's like, and then he's like, you can call me Pony now. You can call me Pony now. And then, and in the earlier books, he's like, you can't call me Pony. That's my special name.
But I liked it. I kind of dislike that Pony is more of like down for Carl now. I feel like I liked it when they were at each other's throats the whole time.
They were never at each other's throats.
They were.
No. Pony was always thinking Carl's my best friend. He even said that earlier. He's like, Carl's my best friend. He said that talking to Donut earlier. And Donut's even like, Carl, why didn't you answer Pony's messages? He was trying to tell you about this. And Carl's like, ugh. And now Carl's like, oh my gosh, no, Pony's got like a cool, like, you know, like a bomb set up and all this other stuff. No, you're not paying attention.
I am. I just did a chapter. Look, I was just going over book 5, and he's like arguing with Carl in a big heated match because Carl set up all the traps that he wanted to do, and he's screaming in his ear.
Yes,
and Miriam Dawn is making them make up because he's. I know. So I'm saying they were at. It's more fun when they're.
Yes, but that's before Miriam. That's before Miriam Dawn died. After Miriam Dawn died, the entire thing changed.
Yeah. I understand that it changed. I'm just saying I liked it before.
You liked before Miriam Dawn died.
Yeah.
Well, everybody liked it before Miriam Dawn died.
When he was a little more antagonistic towards Carl.
Before he lost his mother.
Yeah. But okay, so the book goes into 2 floors. So book floor 10 or floor 10. Floor 10 is all about the races. Did you enjoy the racing part of it? Did you think that was fun? I know that was kind of, some people thought that was like mixed reception on the races. Because
Samantha,
some people felt like it wasn't as like, it was just kind of like to buy up time. It wasn't that dangerous or anything.
Samantha should have driven more.
You wanted Samantha to drive. Carl did not want Samantha to drive. I don't know why he thought she'd be such a bad driver.
She was born to drive. Her tongue, she was born to drive. That head, I mean, she's good head. She could have driven. And he was like very much against it.
That's what you wanted.
I wanted, yeah. And nobody fucked the pig.
You were mad about that pig the whole time. When you read, I remember you sent me a message about the pig. You're like, who is this fucking pig? Why do I care about it? You didn't care about the pig. You hated Penelope though from day one.
I love the show Jersey Shore, and there's a pig and there's 2 tigers, and the 2 tigers are on Jersey Shore. And then they even say that like these 2 tigers act like they're on Jersey Shore, and then the 2 tigers show up and they're both in love with the pig. They don't fuck the pig. Then the God's in love with the pig. God doesn't fuck the pig. Then pig is like, she's like, oh my God, I love splooge. Nobody still fucks the pig. Nobody fucks the pig. And then the book ends and nobody fucks Penelope. I also feel that Carl saying that one of the things he feels the most guilty for was giving Penelope like a coherent thought process and then sending her to die.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I'm a vegetarian, and that was
so
you
like you wouldn't eat her.
No, but it was still like, he's like, here you go. I'm gonna make you like aware of what's going on, and then I'm just gonna make you go be bacon. And here's the thing, wasted resource, because he's driving a food truck with a deep fryer.
Yeah, they could have cooked that pig up.
They could have eaten Penelope.
That would have probably caused some issues, I think, before he was ready. And now they have, what's that thing called? The centipede scarpengia? Or what is it?
Scolopendra.
Scolopendra.
I can't name anything.
I like how you can pronounce. I like how you can pronounce that correctly, but every other name besides Toot Toot and Bob is a major struggle. Let me tell you,
put me in Dungeon Crawler Carl. I can tell you any name, but listen, Scolopendra. When he gets sexy, Scolopendra, and she whoop, 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 it reminded me of the centipede from James and the Giant Peach.
I like that centipede.
Which I actually had to look it up. It's actually a man. I've got him confused.
It is a man. Yes. He's a man.
I got the spider and the centipede confused.
He's got a cool hat.
He's got the
he smokes cigars.
Yeah. He's like a brawler.
Yeah. No, he's good. I did not imagine her as him. But I like that now. I like that image. I think that works.
Yeah,
like a girl version of him.
Yeah, very sexy centipede, like curls up all the little legs. Here's the thing, probably feels great too, like a Swedish massage on the little tentacles.
So, ranking this book from 1 to 5 stars, what would you give the parade? Not the horrible parade, a parade of horribles. What would you give this book? What's
4.
your final score? So you loved it, but it's a 4. So you're pretty. It's hard for you to get like a 4.5 or a 5.
No, I'm giving it a 4. I'm giving it a 4. I loved it so much. I'm giving it a 4 because I wanted more.
Okay.
I want more. I feel I'm left with too many questions. Once again, Matt. He left me with a million questions that I refuse to believe. This book, do you know how short this was? The audio? 21 hours.
That's why I'm telling you. I'm telling you the books look thick, but they're not that long.
Yeah, okay, I wanted like 72 hours. I wanted this book to drop, and I wanted to have to be like, okay, there you go. I've got to go get a lobotomy. Like, I wanted this book to be so long. And 21 hours, that's why it's 4 out of 5, because it wasn't long enough. I wanted more.
I thought it was plenty long. I thought it was perfectly paced. I thought it was one of the better pacing, because I feel like he's getting longer and longer, and sometimes these books get, as the series goes on, the books get too long. And I think he purposely cut this one back to be like, okay, let's reset. Let's make this one tight.
Should have been longer. Should have been longer, and there wasn't enough Samantha. Longer and more Samantha.
She was noticeably pretty absent in this book, but I think that's also because the next books are going to be, she's going to be involved a lot more.
I want a book just on her. And do you know what else I want? Putting it out into the universe.
What's Matt going to write after the series is done? Maybe it's the Samantha books.
No, here's what I want. I want a book on the first crawl. I think that would be so interesting. Like the very first crawl. Okay. I feel like that would be great.
Yeah. So you want okay, keep going.
And then I want the Dungeon Anarchist cookbook. Which
the actual cookbook
was not mentioned here. He doesn't use the cookbook. Now, I saw a theory online where someone said that maybe Donut has a cookbook, a separate cookbook. I don't know if I believe that, but it's interesting. It makes you think. But he doesn't use the cookbook in this book.
What would Donut use a cookbook for?
We don't get Donut's POV.
I know, but she doesn't make anything.
But
that's a dumb theory. That's a dumb theory.
But she uses
whoever made
spells.
that theory. I don't agree.
I spent hours researching Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I have to tell you,
you dug in too deep. I think
I read that theory, but I do think it's odd that he didn't use the Dungeon Anarchist cookbook in this book.
Okay, I didn't notice that. I could see that. I mean, at this point he's farther along than pretty much anybody else in that who wrote in that book. So he's probably utilized all the information he needs from it.
But there's still helpful.
At this point, he's just writing in it. It's more of a tool for him to share versus him to get much out of, I think.
But there's still helpful tools and tips. Like there's still things like, you know what I mean? Like even if you're like a wilderness expert, you still sometimes need the basics.
He probably didn't want to have too much books involved in this one because he's using that other sheet or those other spells that people left them.
Milks.
Yeah. So you probably wanted to have the focus more on that, and then having an additional stuff from the other books, it would have made it too many passages from books. So maybe he left it out for that reason.
Book within a book.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, but I want Dungeon Anarchist cookbook.
Okay. And now my rating for this, I give it a 4. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be lower than yours, but it was higher. I gave it a 4.25.
You can't do that.
I do. I give them 2.5. I give them in
no, you get two quarters. It's full stars. You do full stars.
No. That's not enough. That's not enough for me because then I can't make it so some books are better than others. It's not enough.
That's bullshit.
4.25 is the rating for me.
No,
it is not.
No.
If you round, I would round. Okay, well, I'm going to do that. If you need to have a non-version of that, I'll give it 4 stars. But I'll give it 4.25 for my own.
Tell me why 4.25. No. Tell me what your cockamamie rating.
I thought it was great. And I thought some of them are 5 stars, some are 4.5 stars. I actually felt like this was one of the weaker ones of the previous 4 or 5 books. This is the lowest one ranking. This is the lowest ranked one since like book 3 for me.
The Iron Tangle.
Yeah. So, and we'll go over our rankings in a bit, but I did obviously still enjoy it. 4 to me is great. So a 4, I would have no problem reading over again. I know some people it's easier to get a 5s, but for me, a 4.25 is excellent. I just didn't think it was quite on par as the others.
Do you know?
But
there's a woman online who has mapped out the Iron Tangle on Reddit.
Yeah, I don't think it's... Look, when I reread it and actually read it, not listened to it, and I looked at the diagrams which are included there, it's actually pretty easy to follow until right towards the end. They talk about the spirals and stuff like that, and then it becomes a little too crazy.
Easy.
But
it's not easy. You don't get a
paper plate award. I said until it gets a little too crazy at the end. It's like it just goes like 1% over what's acceptable. if he had dialed that back in, I don't think it would have been as big an issue. But
How
it's
far would
even
you make it
harder
in the
to
dungeon?
imagine when you're listening to it on audio.
How far would you make it in the dungeon?
How far would I make it in the dungeon? I have no idea. I would like to think I can make it far, but who knows? I'd probably die on day one.
Okay.
It depends on who I was nearby, I guess.
Okay.
What? What's your?
You're no
what,
fun. You're no
What do you
fun.
mean? What do you
No
mean?
fun.
I mean,
I'm making it very far.
you're making it to the end.
And I don't know about the end, but I'm making it pretty far. I'm scrappy, and I'm willing to sacrifice people.
Okay.
I'll
Well, I
leave
mean,
you.
you're crying. I thought you were. I thought it was maybe
I could be
emotionally.
very sad about losing Miriam
You were
Dawn, but I'm
crying
still
over.
willing
You
to
were
leave
crying.
you behind.
You were crying over some parts. I didn't know if it was worth crying over. I thought maybe the dungeon would be a little too hard for you. Very sensitive.
I could be very sensitive. There's a spaghetti sauce called sensitive marinara. I could be sensitive marinara and still be tough pasta. Let me tell you right now. I'll leave your ass behind.
I would imagine you would.
I would. I'd make it pretty far. I'd probably make it to like.
But would you leave your dog behind?
No.
See, that would be your weakness. That would be your
No,
weakness.
look at Donut.
You think your dog would come to life, get one of those enhanced biscuits?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess it would be more like. Would he be more like Donut, or would he be more like Pony?
He's kind of dopey.
It would be a struggle to keep him alive. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, my English lab is not really like a champion of the dungeon.
I think that would be your downfall. I think that would be.
I have an English lab and a German Shepherd and an Aussie mix. I have 3. And as a group, victorious. Separate, that English lab has taken me down. German Shepherd, victorious. If I've just got the German Shepherd, I'm winning. Oh, you know what else was sad, though, about this book? The woman and the boyfriend with the cat. Donut's boyfriend. Donut's boyfriend's mom in the same apartment building as B.
Yeah.
That was really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that cat's kind of a dick. It's not whatever.
I mean,
predictions.
Yeah.
Predictions for the next. So this is wait. What?
Oh, we're doing predictions. I'm locked in, baby.
Oh, okay. So predictions. Now this is the 8th book. The next book is supposedly the last one, but it's going to be really long, so he's going to split it into 2.
Yeah, there's going to be
books
10.
9 and 10, but they're going to be one story. So the predictions are for not just the next book, but the next 2 books. They're kind of one story told together. So what are some of your predictions moving forward and for the end?
I think Samantha will unironically win the thing. Like, I think Samantha will wake up because she's slowly getting her memories back, and she's one of the children because they brought it up there. Like, I think she's gonna win it. I think it's gonna be like the biggest.
She's the
dark
only survivor.
Horse. I think she's the only survivor of.
She's not a crawler. No. She's not a crawler.
No. When they talk about the Ascendancy games, the games,
you mean when the Ascendancy games on floor 12?
On the Ascendancy games on floor 12. When they talk about a god that's going to win, I think Samantha is going to win it all. I think there's going to be absolute mayhem, and she's going to get her memories back. And remember, she's actually very powerful. She's one of the children, and she's going to ascend, and she's going to win. And even Juicebox said, she's like, you don't remember. Juicebox said, not in this book, but in the last book, Juicebox was like, you don't remember who you are, you're lost. But when you get your memories back, like, she had that whole moment with Samantha, and Samantha's like, but
yeah, no, she's a god. I think that makes sense because who else is going to win?
I think it's going to be like and Samantha's going to have this moment where she like doesn't really remember her time with Carl, but kind of remembers her time with Carl because she's got her memories back, and she's going to have to figure out if she's going to really let them out. Like, I think it's going to be like I remember, but I don't remember. She's not going to have that kind of.
No, she's not going to decide that.
I don't know if she's going to remember her time as. Like her time when she was insane. Like, I think when she gets her memory back, will she remember her time when she was insane?
Okay. Well, I think going beyond the 12th floor, because they're going to have to go to the 15th floor, and then there's not really much else after the 15th floor besides like the 17th weird pineapple floor. But
Pineapple Express.
I think not Pineapple Express. It's Pineapple Cabaret or something.
But I call it the Pineapple Upside Down Cake.
Okay. The pineapple upside down cake, I think that'll be the final part. But I think ultimately, at the end of the book, I think Carl will probably sacrifice himself, and it'll end up being Donut and Samantha and maybe a few others that kind of leave. And I don't know what else happens to Earth or what. But I think that Carl is not going to make it out of this alive. That's my prediction.
I disagree. I think Katya is going to come back in the dungeon because they said the doors work both ways, and I think that was teasing that Katya will come back in. I think she's going to have her baby and come back in the dungeon for Carl because she hinted that she wanted him to really be the father. I think she liked Daniel Bautista. He's a great lay, but she'd always wanted Carl. I think she's going to come back in that dungeon for Carl. And then when she sees Carl, it's going to be like she's going to be on his side, you know? And Louis, he's gotten roped into this whole, he's still fighting the resistance even though he was supposed to get out. The real sad theory is, and I don't know if you've seen this online, when they get out of the dungeon, will Donut lose the ability to talk? Will she be reverted to a normal cat?
So I think what they've kind of shown is like with the gods getting out and all that stuff is that like all this stuff that the AI is doing is going everywhere. So it allows everybody to retain their power. So I think the crawlers that get out will be the most powerful people in the universe because they're going to maintain their powers
you think
outside
she'll
of the dungeon.
Maintain her ability to talk?
Because also when they go to the Zone Zero, she can still talk. So she doesn't even need to have. I think she's permanently going to talk. Will she keep her powers? I don't know. But she'll be able to talk, I think.
Do you think Quasar is going to kill Carl's wife? Because I think so. The way that he was like, how Donut was like, I'm putting a hit on Carl's wife, but then Carl's wife was still going after Quasar's family, but then Quasar was like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I worked my ass off to get where I am. People think I'm just like a piece of shit guy, but I crawled up to the top, and now you went after my niece? Mm-hmm. It's on. I think Quasar's going to kill her, and I'm so excited.
I think that's fair. I think that's a good prediction.
Quasar.
I think that's a good prediction.
I wanted Ellie and Carl to be together for a really long time because I thought, Ellie said she's out of business down there. But she got like a new paint job. She'd been refurbished. But nobody else agreed with me. Also, I thought it was weird that Carl didn't catch that guy was a spy. And that he was actually going after Louis and Amani and not going after Carl and Donut. And then when Carl like has those inner thoughts when he's like, they're actually the heart of the team.
Yeah, I think, it's just showing that Carl is not catching everything around him. And I think Matt Dinniman talks about that too. He's like, well, he's not even a reliable narrator because he doesn't focus on a lot of the important stuff that's going on around him. He has a very different focus than a lot of other people around him, so he misses a lot of stuff. And he says he even works that into the narration where it's like, he says that there's a lot of stuff that you can notice about what Carl puts on page versus what he doesn't. I don't know if it's that thought out, but it's kind of interesting. He definitely put it really focused on there in this book. He made that a big focus of Carl not noticing
Carl's big picture.
Where everybody else is. Yeah.
Versus like detailed.
Yep. So let's go ahead and we're going to rank the books. I have a special little thing for this. Okay. So we have you and me on the screen, and we can rank the books from we'll start with 8, our least liked, and we'll work our way up to our most liked. Okay. So out of the 8 books, which one is
Dungeon Anarchist
in 8th place for you?
Put the trades in the back. Nobody wants to have a train run on them.
The Dungeon Anarchist cookbook for you is number 8.
Yes.
Okay, after I reread the book, I actually kind of liked 8. I'm going to put actually Doomsday Scenario as my second book as my least favorite.
Your opinions never stop surprising me.
What's your second least favorite out of the 8?
Probably this Doomsday Scenario.
Okay, so the second book is ranked 7th for you. I will actually put the first book.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I think
you don't like when the story starts.
I like the story. I do like it, but I don't think it has the depth or the like it doesn't carry as much weight as even the third book for me. So the third book I actually thought, besides it being a little confusing, was pretty good. But what's your number 6?
So this is when it gets really hard. I actually can't make up my mind now.
Gotta pick it.
Can I just say they're all number 1 now?
No, you just got to pick a number.
Okay, well, can I go number 1 first? Can I go?
No.
Damn it.
We gotta save that for last.
Damn it. Okay.
I'm gonna make a prediction that you're gonna say book 1. That's my prediction.
The problem is that I would put book 4 as 6, but that's when you meet Samantha. Don't do that. So that's hard because I love Samantha more than anything in the world.
Well, book 1 is the last book you have left with no Samantha.
I know, but I don't want to put it there just because I don't want to give you the joy of putting it there. So like part of me is like, I just want to put something else.
This is not a competition. I don't know what you think this is.
Fine, put book 1 there.
Okay.
I hope you step in shit later. Pick something else.
Yeah. I will put book 3 as my 6th spot. Okay, so now we're into the top 5. This is where it gets hard. Your 5th favorite among...
The Gate of the Feral Gods.
The Gate of the Feral Gods is your 5th favorite, and it is my 5th favorite. So this is the first time we agree on the exact placement. Let's see if we can continue.
A Parade of Horribles.
Parade of Horribles for you is the 4th best book. And guess what?
You're just copying me now.
I agree. Look at that. We're lining up. What's your 3rd favorite?
This Inevitable Ruin.
So a lot of people, that's their favorite. A lot of people, that's their favorite. But I agree. It's my 3rd favorite as well. I did not like it as much. I liked it a lot, but not as much as some other people. Now, this is the final top 2.
This is really hard.
So just tell me both, your 1st and 2nd favorite.
The thing is, in The Bedlam Bride, Samantha makes that speech about her bachelorette party, but in The Butcher's Masquerade, she has that scene at the casino. Don't do that yet! I'm not committed!
I'm not. I'm just moving them.
Okay, I think Butcher's Masquerade is 2.
Okay. And that means Bedlam Bride is number 1. This is really tough for me, too. I have gone back and forth, and realistically, it's probably a tie for me, but
You can't do that. You didn't let me do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm deciding on which one. So, again, part of me, to spite you, I want to flip-flop them, but I don't know which will annoy you more, the fact that I have the exact same order for the top 5 or not. But, yeah, I like the Bedlam. If I was to read them again, like if I had to choose one that I wanted to read again, it would be The Bedlam Bride, because I
re-listened to Samantha's speech.
The vibe of that book the most.
Yeah, I re-listened to Samantha's speech once a week. When she's like, I'll have my bachelorette party, we're going to get matching t-shirts, and it's going to be great, and Louis will be there, and then I'll have a tour d'affaire with my king once a week.
So there, we got our final rankings up with, what is it? Which is our favorite? Bedlam Bride?
Bedlam Bride.
Bedlam Bride. Well, that is all for this week. Thanks for watching for the first episode of our newly reformatted podcast called Bookrot